going on, everyone? I'm Daniel Rodriguez. It's time to review Wayward Pine Season 2, Episode 10, titled Bedtime Story. Spoiler review, make sure you have seen the episode. It should take me about 3 minutes to recap it, give you the pros, cons, and final score. Thanks so much for joining me. So, Season 2 finale. Oh, man, this was a, slightly, just a little disappointing, but still, it was very entertaining, very enjoyable, a few comedic scenes, man, and I have to say, Season 2 was better than Season 1, and that's not hating on Matt Dillon or anything, because I enjoyed Season 1 a lot. Like, it was a good season, man, really good season, something new, something original in a sort of way, really, actually, well, it had that Twin Peaks vibe and shit, it had that, some vibes of other shows, but still, kind of a very original, refreshing sort of TV view, and even here, Season 2 was just better than Season 1, man. Jason Patric was an awesome lead. The cast was good. The acting, the writing, having the guy who plays CJ. I mean, everyone just did awesome. So let's get on to it. And real quick, before we get to the recap and then the pros, cons, final score, if I get up to 10 likes on this video, simple as that, 10 likes, right then and there, I will upload my Wayward Pine Season 3 predictions, because I do have quite a few predictions what will go on in Season 3, whether characters who will probably die within the premiere, or just where they can go with the storyline, how they can rebuild, how they can expand. I have a lot of predictions for Wayward Pine Season 3, and that day, when whenever the 10 likes hit, I will upload it for you guys, so you could stay tuned for that, because it will be coming soon. So anyway, let's get right on to the Season 2 finale, which is really, really awesome. So just had to kind of get that out of the way. So anyway, Jason is going into surgery. He somehow survived the bullet, but he's not technically full on awake. He's still breathing. He ends up dying during surgery, which was kind of pretty gross, because every time I see something surgery related, like when the heart's beating, and it gets me, man. I'm not a big fan. I don't know how the doctors do it in real life, but you guys are heroes, man. You guys are strong as hell. Man, so Theo ends up speaking to the people, kind of saying, we will rebuild society, and he's kind of taken the reins of Wayward Pines. Like, Theo is the leader of Wayward Pines, simple as that, once Jason dies, so that's pretty cool to see that. Arlene is flirting with Theo, man. Arlene was kind of like talking to Theo and like, I'll see you on the mountain, all that sort of weird crap. And it's funny because Arlene is kind of like a really not, like, out of all, you'd think she would have died like in the beginning of Season 2 or something, like she would have died during an invasion or something like that. But she's not really a needed character, but yet she's the comic relief of the season, and it's very cool to even have her still alive at the end of Season 2. Arlene is still alive, man, that's crazy. But again, she is the comedic relief of the show. So CJ has a book of people who are going to go into the pods. Jason already kind of marked them out when he was alive. And Theo confronts Carrie and talking about this rare blood type, and that's when Carrie finds out that Jason Higgins was her son, thus meaning that mom and son slept with each other, and it totally went full on Game of Thrones. So that was really, well, it was an intense scene, kind of, when Carrie's crying and then she ends up throwing up and everything, and she's like, all those months, she's all just going crazy. She needs mouthwash and probably clean out her insides and stuff like that. So people, oh my god, they tried to have a baby. I just thought about that. Oh god, wow, okay. See, something new all the time, man. Not even HBO needs to use it, man. They could always use this. And I know Game of Thrones is brother and sister, but still, it's the same. It's very different, but it's kind of the same bloodline, so still. People are getting left behind already, man. Xander gets left behind. This guy gets left behind. Arlene gets left behind, man. Everybody. Because they pick the people that are, like, needed for the next, not as much as needed, but there are people that are weak or that are, like, maybe, Jason didn't want this person, or defects, people in wheelchairs, they're getting left behind. So riots start to happen, all hell is breaking loose, Wayward Pines is finally collapsing. So now Arlene's left behind, millions of Abbeys are outside the wall, they're gathering, and Margaret's like, Margaret's getting them all riled up and stuff, so that's happening. Theo saves Frank and Xander and Arlene. He's being a hero today, which Xander was like, when Frank he was like, can I have some of that? Like, a kid just comes up to you and, it's the end of days, you're going to die anyway, and can I have some of that? I think he's having like whiskey or bourbon, something like that. And he's like, you're too young. And I'm thinking to myself, my man, you're going to die in a few seconds or in a few minutes or in a few hours, and you're like, you're too young. You know what I mean? Like, you're too young. The cops are going to get me, man. Those cops, man, I'm paranoid, going to get me. But I'm surprised when Frank did, he wasn't like, he was just like, yeah. Simple as that, man. It's simple. So that was kind of funny to me. So they end up getting saved. I'm surprised Theo even knew where Xander was at, and that what Theo plans on doing is putting the bubonic plague, a bunch of the different plagues in his bloodstream. Then he's going to go outside the walls and he's going to have the Abbeys consume him, and then hopefully he'll kill like a third of the Abbeys. He'll kill a bunch of the Abbeys months later with the plague for them to die, and it would kind of like extinct a part of the Abbeys. But that's his idea, and Carrie actually hears his tape, and she will do it. She ends up taking the risk, and I'm happy she kind of did, because I was thinking, spoiler alert for the end of season 1 of Wayward Pines, Matt Dillon dies. Kind of obvious. But I was pissed off when he died, because I was like, he's so perfect, man. Season 2, you can't do it without Matt Dillon. And, well, Jason Patric came in. I was like, damn, Jason Patric's really cool. He's a really cool character. He did awesome this season. And the thing is I was scared, because I was like, season 3 without Jason Patric, why would you do a whole season of him being important just for him to kill off? And I'm very happy that he ended up staying alive, and hopefully he'll return for season 3, obviously. I hope he has his contract renewed and stuff. So that ends up happening, man. They go to sleep, and Carrie is outside. The Abbeys, I'm assuming, eventually end up killing her, and this Abbey has a human-like baby, and he's like, wee, and it kind of looks like an Abbey, but it's a human, but it has a bunch of that gray-looking clay stuff on it, like little smears of gray. So anyway, that was the end of the season, man. What did I think about it overall? Let's get right on to it. First off with the pros, I have to say, Theo in charge, just that idea of it, man, it's kind of really cool, and it sucks that we only got to see like an episode of it, like 40 minutes of it, of him being in charge, but he's not a bad leader. Like, he is kind of born to lead, and I thought that was a cool idea, showing that. Now, very emotional. There was that thing also, too, where that guy was painting. He was painting his house, and then he ends up hanging himself. Like, it's just a messed up thing. And even how emotional just, your kids are going, and then you're left behind, and you kind of know the inevitable that you're going to die. And it's just it was a very dark-toned episode at times, where Wayward Pines really hasn't done this in a while. Not, at the end of season 1, it was all about, shotgun and action and everything, and didn't really have a dark tone. But at this, you felt like, holy shit, like, what happens if I was left behind? What happens if they didn't let me inside the mountain? And kind of real life of people going into riots and people attacking each other, and it's just all hell anarchy. And it was kind of a scary tone to it, so I really like that, too, with all that. Again, like I said, the riots, the effects in here too, but the thing is the Abbeys, it didn't lead up to anything, and we'll get to that in the cons, but all that lead up to the Abbeys didn't lead to nothing. So we'll talk about that. But the effects in here too of all the Abbeys, and that one shot of all those Abbeys, and they look like they were worshiping a statue, or they had a big little statue, or like a big home building in the front, like they were building a civilization, like they were a civilization, and they were just in a, it looked awesome. And all of that, of course, was obviously a lot of CGI. And the Abbey was like hitting a stick, and it was like, rah, rah, and it was like that. But I was like, holy hell, like that one shot, and you're like, there's a bigger world out there. There's a bigger world out there. But let me tell you, and if someone could answer me about this, I'd love that. Where is Adam? Adam Hassler. Where is he? Because remember, he followed Margaret, the female Abbey. Where did he go? Where is he? Because if he would have died, they would have showed his death, right? So where is he? Where did he go? Where did he travel to? How is he going to survive? You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of in my predictions too. So kind of look out for that. Arlene, man, again, the comedy relief. I thought she was really funny, and I thought Theo wouldn't save her at the end, but he ended up saving her, and I kind of cheered. I was like, all right, Arlene for season 3. This scary feeling again. CJ seeing his wife, kind of that thing where he could terminate all the pods and kill everyone in those pods, because he is God at that point. He is Pilcher at that point, where he is the god. He can control their lives. He could kill every one of them and end it right then and there. But he ended up saying, all right, I'll go back in the pod and we'll all wake up at a certain time. They never specified what year they'll wake up. But that little thing where he sees his wife, and it's kind of like, are you tired yet? I think you look tired. But he's going to go on. He's going to continue. The opening with the surgery, very intense too, man. I hate sometimes just, they had some intense surgery scenes in this season, so very cool that. And breaking Pilcher's photo. That was my favorite part of the finale, is when Theo walks out of his office and he goes back and he grabs the Pilcher photo, and he breaks it through the desk, dude. And it was so perfect the way he broke it too. It wasn't like a dramatic, like, stare at the photo. It wasn't like that. It was just a simple just break it on the desk, and it was so good. Like, it was so, like, natural. I loved it. The only cons about this episode, stuff I didn't enjoy, again, the ending of Carrie being outside. They didn't show her death. And plus, you didn't see no Abbeys out there. You heard, I'm assuming there's millions of Abbeys outside that gate, and we didn't get to see one of them. All she was Lord of the Rings impression. And you just heard an Abbey scream. That's all you heard. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that was kind of a disappointment, honestly, for the ending shot. And then, where's Adam Hassler? That's another thing. They never specify where Adam Hassler is in this episode. I wish they kind of said that. The build-up for the Abbeys never led to anything. The army of Abbeys, what does it lead up to? Are they going to show in season 3 the Abbeys coming in? Because for the past 4 or 5 episodes, you've been leading up to these Abbeys outside the gate. And then we never get to see them invade Wayward Pines. It's kind of like, really? What happens if you get canceled? We'll never get to see it happen. It's kind of like that disappointing little thing. Like, what was the point of building it up then if we never get to see nothing kind of resolve or happen? So that was kind of really the disappointing side of the finale. Other than that, the best things about it were having everybody rush into the mountain, get into their sleeping pods. That was like the best things about the episode from there. But the last 10 minutes or so, kind of that little slowness of it, and then kind of not leading to anything, and it, teasing a human baby with an Abbey and shit, like, it just kind of it again, I have predictions, a lot of predictions for where this can go, but it's still like a disappointing final shot. It was just a disappointing ending for the finale. But other than that, the finale was really, really good. The other part, the 95% of it. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I'm going to end up giving Wayward Pines, the season 2 finale, a B+. Again, I thought it was a really good episode, man. Very entertaining. Just the ending was disappointing, but other than that, having everyone rush into the mountain, a little action like that, Xander shooting that guy with the Molotov, or I can't say it, but he ended up burning and everything. Stuff like that was very, and just the acting of the little girl, and she was kind of annoying and cringeworthy, but when she was like, "Where's my brother? Have you seen Frank?" And she's crying, and you know how annoying it is to hear kids crying, like, and just like it felt real. It felt real, like the act, like you felt like, holy crap, like her brother's gonna die. Luckily, Theo saved him. He still has a human in him, man. So it's pretty cool, and hopefully season 3 will be amazing. Hopefully they just just do the best you can, guys. Do the best you can. Hopefully Fox picks it up. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed the review. You could comment down below and tell me what you guys thought about the Wayward Pines Season 2 finale. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say about all of Wayward Pines. And don't forget, sometime by this week or the end of next week, I will upload my Wayward Pines Season 2 review. Full-on spoiler review of the whole season for Wayward Pines Season 2. All 10 episodes. Just compacted together, reviewing the whole season as a whole. And then again, don't forget, up to 10 likes. If I get 10 likes on this video, simple as that, I'll upload my season 3 predictions for Wayward Pines. Promise. Last year, I said 5 likes on my Wayward Pines season 1 finale. I ended up getting 5 likes, but I never did the season 2 predictions. I will explain that all in good time, why I didn't end up doing it. But thank you so much again. I will promise I will do the season 3 predictions when I get those 10 likes. So thanks again. It's been an awesome ride, guys. 10 weeks with you guys for Wayward Pines. So those who have followed me from the beginning of the season 2, thank you, thank you, thank you. A lot of great shows coming up. I review Mr. Robot. Links down below in the description to all the shows I review. Fear the Walking Dead season 2. Part B is coming up. The Strain season 3. Halt and Catch Fire season 3. Remain on this channel. If you enjoyed, hit that subscribe button. Thanks again. Till next time. Hopefully, I will see you for Wayward Pines Season 3 next year. Bye-bye.